The first thing we have are our simple carbohydrates. When it comes to our simple carbohydrates, we have two basic types. We have monosaccharides and disaccharides. Okay, these are our two simple sugars. The most simplest of them all is obviously this one, monosaccharides. Mono means one. Sugar, saccharides. So this is one sugar molecule. What does one sugar molecule? There you go. One molecule of glucose, one molecule of fructose, and one molecule of galactose. I don't have you identify them at all. It's kind of some chemistry. The vast majority of us probably have never taken a whole heck of a lot of chemistry, if any chemistry. So I dip a toe in some chemistry to kind of emphasize some processes and some actions that go on inside of us, but I don't really get hard and heavy into it, so don't freak out. But this is what glucose, fructose, and galactose looks like, your monosaccharides. Glucose, it's the primary fuel for our muscles, nerves, and the vast majority of other cells. Can you utilize other things for fuel? You betcha. Glucose is the primary dude, though. You may see glucose be referred to as dextrose. Actually, you'll probably see that. You'll see dextrose sold as a supplement. So that's what dextrose is. It's just a bunch of glucose in a bag that you've paid for. It's pretty interesting if you've ever done that before. I tried doing dextrose one time. Oh man, thought I was going to have a heart attack and die. I don't do a heck of a lot of sugar to begin with. And when I tried that protocol, you do it after you work out, and man, you usually do, carbs and proteins and whatnot after you work out, usually combined together because that helps to facilitate their absorption into cells. And I tried dextrose one time. Whew, man, I started sweating up a storm. My heart started racing. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die. So I don't suggest that you try it, but hey, YOLO, right? You only live once. Fructose is the next monosaccharide that we have here. As you can kind of see, it is your sugar of fruit. And then there's a handful of vegetables. We'll get into probably some of that a little bit later. Okay. But it is primarily metabolized, utilized, broken down in the liver. Glucose can be used by pretty much everybody. Not everybody can utilize fructose. Okay. So we have to take it to the liver first, and we have to do some maneuvering of it to get glucose from it, right? And it's called gluconeogenesis. Gluco is glucose. Neo is new. Genesis is formation of. So it's a new form of glucose. GLU is glucose. So this takes a little bit of doing. Is fructose bad for you when it comes from fruits, certain vegetables, and honey? Hell no. It's perfectly fine for you. Okay. So continue to consume your fruits and your vegetables that have it in it. Perfectly okay. There's no negative health outcomes seen in any study to show that fructose is bad for you. Galactose is the last of our monosaccharides, and you don't really get a whole heck of a lot of galactose in your diet unless you just eat a mountain of chickpeas. And if that's you, that's fine, that's cool, okay? But that's really the only major source that we have of it. How do we get galactose? How do we get this little monosaccharide then if we're not eating chickpeas? Well, it's also found in milk. As we'll see here in a second, our disaccharides, our other simple sugar, it is a component of that molecule there. It's galactose in a glucose molecule stuck together. So that's how we get galactose a lot of times, just from consumption of milk. Same thing. It has to be converted to glucose for our body to utilize it. Okay, it's not used by the body. Okay, so we have to really convert that sucker. It's kind of like fructose, right? We have to convert it to glucose in order for us to use it. Okay. When we talk about in chapter 8, when we talk about metabolism later, we look at it mainly from glucose. Okay? We don't talk about fructose. We don't talk about galactose. Okay? Again, we have to convert those suckers into glucose and then yada, 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 make ATP. Why is that the case? Why do all of our textbooks just look at glucose, even though there's 2 other types? It's because of that fact.